Hello again, everybody. It's Eric with Better Every Shave. Today's video is on the Yaqi Excalibur. This razor is also known as Raster in some places, and I think there's even another name. This is the, I believe, third version of this razor. This is it here. It's a very, very sort of minimal Artist Club style razor with a very thin head and also very thin handle. This one is the brass, chrome plated brass version. It's got good weight to it. I'll weigh it in the top down when I get there. And then I also have the aluminum version, which has a shinier head. So this is a matte finish, and this is a shiny finish on here. And then this handle, aluminum handle, is much lighter. So we'll see the difference in the weight whenever we go to the top down here. So anyway, the Yaqi is this is a very affordable razor, coming in at just under $30 for the chrome version, and the aluminum version is a little less than that. And I'll throw in some current screenshots of the AliExpress pages. You can also get this razor from the Wet Shaving Company in Australia. And there's some other places as well, although of course it will be a little more expensive from there. But the flip side is you'll probably get it sooner depending on where on the world you are, and the seller is, because when you buy it from AliExpress, obviously it's got to come from China. So if you don't mind waiting a month, then you know it's not a big deal. So get free shipping. And for the price point, it is very reasonable quality, I think. When the razor's all put together, it's very solid, but it can be a little fiddly to load up and put together. But I'm not that well versed with Artist Club razors, so I'm not entirely sure if that just comes with the territory, and especially, again, something this this thin. There's not a lot here to fit together, so but anyway, I've gotten some very good shaves with this razor and the aluminum one as well, and just thought I would introduce folks to it if you haven't seen it or tried it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to the top down, and we'll go ahead and look at the measurements. So the packaging is pretty modest, and that's probably what you'd expect for a budget razor. So, you know, just very simple cardboard, nothing fancy, but it gets the job done getting the package to you. And like I said, we've got the brass, chrome plated brass, and the bulk of the weight obviously is the handle, but it's a very nice handle. It's well done, has nice sharp edges, and that sort of fits right on your finger where it falls. I stuck the ring in there, and then we have the 3 pieces. I think this one has a blade in it. Yes, it does. Bottom of the head has DLC Yaqi. Guess that would be laser etched. And yeah, this is actually very nice quality. I mean, it feels very good, and like I said, considering how little metal is here, it actually does fit together very nicely. So, and this though, so you know, there's it doesn't really fit anywhere down into the head. There's these 2 little notches or raised pieces here that I guess are supposed to fit flush in there, and they do when it's perfectly flush, but there's still just a little bit of wiggle. So the tolerances aren't exacting, but once you pinch it, put it together, and tighten it down, it doesn't move. So the blade reveals nice and straight, and there'll be no problems in terms of that, at least for the ones that I've gotten. So let's go ahead, put these back together, and then I'm going to weigh them. All right, let's get the scale in here. let's see what we've got. All right, this is grams. Oh, touching. All right. 67.9, so we can say 68 just to be off, and 33.2, so 33-ish. So you can see there's a major difference in weight there. So depending on whether you like a heavier razor or not, I think that should probably be your deciding factor, simply because the shave quality is the same. It really comes down to whether or not you like that extra weight. So, and I had this one. I had this one put together wrong. So, all right. Okay, so that's the weight. Let's go ahead and measure. And I will do this in inches as well as centimeters or millimeters. So very close to 4. Yeah, I mean, just right at 4 inches, maybe just a touch below. And then for just a slight bit over 10, 4 centimeters, or maybe like 102 millimeters. And they're exactly the same size, lengthwise, I mean. So there you go. But yeah, that's really what it comes down to, is when it's a little loose, there is some play. You can hear and see that. It's really not that bad. So I'll go ahead and load the blade just so you can see how that looks. All right, fit that over the cap. And we need to fit this in. There we go. You just pinch it. It's not too hard. And hold it together. And then, like I said, once it's screwed in, it's completely solid. It's not going to move around. And the blade reveal is where it should be. So.
All right, so I've got the Tertius by A&E soap whipped up by my Yaqi 26mm Timberwolf brush in the DS Cosmetics bowl. Here's the Yaqi Excalibur. This is the brass, and I am using the Vanderhagen shave butter as my pre-shave. So I whipped up the Tertius, and it is, you can see, a very, very good lather, but man, I am not into the fragrance. I actually just saw a review not long ago where someone was very, very pleased with the fragrance. Oh, actually, no, it was Sharpologist actually just did a review of this scent. Yeah, just not my thing. And I certainly don't mean to disparage anyone that does like it. It's just, to me, it has a very strong, almost like a vinyl type of a fragrance. And it just must be the way it's hitting my nose. So, all right. And this razor is very, very skinny head, so it feels very maneuverable. And the Feather Pro, yeah, this is a Feather Professional first use, and yeah, I normally don't have good luck, and I said this in my the Razor Rock Hawk video, that I just don't usually have good luck with the Feather DE blades, but the Artist Club style blades are perfectly fine. So that was a very smooth pass. It took down probably by about half, and this was 2 days worth of growth. So. But I will definitely say, not to toot my own horn, I've been working really hard on getting a good bowl lather. CDB, Chris has been sort of an inspiration. He posts these shave the day pics with the brush, and the lather just looks so amazing. It's this shine to it, and I'm trying to get there. I think I'm getting closer each time, but Haven't quite nailed it yet, but this was definitely a great lather. In terms of the performance and the slickness and the the consistency of it and all that. Again, the fragrance just not my thing. And actually, my wife came back after I was done shaving, and she did say, like, what was that smell? And so it's a bit of a polarizing scent, I would say. So this is the across the grain pass. And I'm trying to use a very light touch here. I mean, of course, you always would with a safety razor, but I'm purposely trying to be very, very gentle. I'd like to see if I could achieve this shave without any irritation, or at least as little as possible. So, all right, lathering up for pass 3. And still tons and tons of lather, as you can see. And I used, I want to say maybe a teaspoon of the product of the soap itself. So not very much. And the amount of lather I got from it is pretty impressive. So, all right. So this is our against the grain pass here. Or me and the mouse in my pocket. This is my against the grain pass. Why do we do that? I've noticed that a lot of us say we or are in using the plural form. Trust me, there's no one helping me with these videos. It's just me, so I'll try not to say we. But yeah, this was the second time I've used this razor. Yeah, I want to say second time, because I used it once previously, and then I used the aluminum handled one once as well. And this just shows you that I have way too many razors. I've had these both for at least 2, coming up probably on 3 months. And yeah, just to have gotten basically one shave a piece. And then I was doing this as a kind of a comparison to the Razor Rock Hawk. I don't really have, I have the aluminum Hawk version 2, and then I have these two Yaqi Excaliburs. And I was trying to compare to see which one was more comfortable. And I mean, I'm not, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but I think this was a much better shave. Nothing wrong with the Hawk. I had a good shave. I just don't think I got as clean or as simple a shave as I did with this one. I just felt like I did I had a much closer, cleaner, more straightforward shave. It's just a little more maneuverable. The head is a little smaller, so makes it, I think, just a little bit easier. And just trying to grab some stragglers here. It's so funny because my hair grows what feels to be one direction on my cheeks, yet I will make these, single swipes in a single direction, thinking that's the direction of the hair, or obviously against the grain of the hair, but there's always a little bit left over. I'm never quite sure why. So, the mysteries of beard growth, I suppose. So here we've got, here, did it again. Here I have a lot of lather left over. Lather mittens, as John likes to say. John shaves. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my face, and I'll skip through to the end here. Time to take a test drive with the alum and see how I did on this shave. You can see one little nick there on my throat, my neck there. Really didn't hurt. It was just a little tiny. I must have caught it just with the edge of the blade. I'm not sure. But yeah, I didn't have any irritation on this one. So in terms of comparing it to the Razor Rock Hawk, the V2 aluminum, this was a much smoother shave and much less irritation. And I think it must have been simply, I think the weight of the razor makes a big difference to me. So the Hawk is just so light, and I don't know, I just felt like I was maybe putting too much pressure on. And I didn't get a bad shave by any stretch of the imagination. This was much smoother, and this feels like a precision instrument, whereas the Hawk, it's a little beefier and it feels more of like a bulldozer, if that makes sense. An ice an ice scraper versus a chisel. I don't know what the best analogy is, but you just saw me put on some Nivea aftershave balm. It's predictably what I use because it's all I have right now. I actually have an order for the Hendrix Classics and Company balm, so I'll be hopefully using that soon here as soon as I get the order. And I got the unscented so that I can use the scented drops with it. So, yeah, great shave. That tiny little nick on my neck, which just, I mean, one little rub with the alum, and that was it.
All right, well, there you have it. My razor report and shave with the Yaqi Excalibur, also known as a raster, and maybe a couple other things for all I know. I ordered mine from AliExpress, like I said. Took a little over a month to get here, and very happy with both of them. They're quite different in the weight department, but otherwise they shave very similarly. So whatever your preference is, I'm sure it will hopefully work well for you too. And for the price, I think it's kind of hard to go wrong. So anyway, I really appreciate you joining me today. I appreciate all of the wonderful feedback I've received so far. I really can't say thank you enough for all of the kind words, and really love to hear from you. So please do get in touch either in the comments below or on social media, whatever makes sense for you. And until next time, thanks for joining me. Happy shaves. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.